Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hello if you're new, my name is Jess. Welcome to Smarter Beauty, where I talk about lots of cruelty-free beauty things here. Make sure to subscribe before we get into today's video. You can follow me on Instagram, all the good stuff. Links will be here on the screen and also linked down below. Today I'm bringing you an e.l.f. Cosmetics haul update. Now I did a video like this a while back and you guys seemed to really like it, so I thought, you know what? Let's continue doing that. And since I've had a lot of requests to review the Putty eye primers, the Putty face primer, and also, you know, the concealer, I thought, why not combine it as a whole? So I'm going to talk about all these products, do little mini reviews. I will of course put timestamps below in the description box, so make sure to check that out. But if you want to know my thoughts, application, swatches, all that good stuff, then definitely keep watching. Let's get into this video. Alright, let's start with the Poreless Putty Primer. So I've been wanting to try this for a long time. Everybody raves about it. Everybody sings its praises. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try, even though my skin doesn't get along with face primers very well. This retails for $8. They did recently release two different versions of this. You can get this in a matte version and also a luminous version. I wanted this one because it says it's good for hydration. It's infused with squalene. It smooths the texture, glides over the skin seamlessly, and it says it grips makeup for all day wear in a flawless finish. And this is also good for all skin types, so that's why I went with the original one. So this comes in a flat sort of tub-like container, and this is a very thick, very creamy product, and it is kind of like a putty. When you think about a putty consistency, it does have that consistency. So all I do is take a little metal spatula just to keep things a little bit more sanitary and scoop up a little tiny bit. You only need a small amount, and the amount I showed you me using today is actually the perfect amount. So I just scoop it out just a little bit, rub it between my fingers just to warm up the product, and then I just start on the center of my face and really smoothing over my skin around the nose area, the mouth area where I do get creasing and where I really do struggle with my foundation moving around. It does blur your pores a little bit. I wouldn't say it's like a magical, you know, product, but I do like it. I did apply my foundation over top and it applies fine. Am I going to repurchase this? Probably not. I'm going to continue using it. I don't know. I don't really see a difference of this, like, keeping my makeup in place longer versus not using a primer at all. For me personally, I think it's all about the skincare you wear underneath your makeup. But overall, I think it's really nice. I love how it feels. Like when you're applying it to your skin, it's like, ooh, it's like very velvety and smooth. So yeah, I give this a thumbs up. All right, let's move on to the Putty eye primers. I did purchase two different shades in the shade Cream and the shade White. There's a total of 6 shades to choose from, and this retails for $5. So these come in these little tubs, little plastic jars, and just has a screw off lid. So I like that e.l.f. really wanted to step up the game and come up with an eye primer. I definitely find it's hard at the drugstore to find something that's cruelty free and vegan friendly at the drugstore that's like this. So just like the Poreless Putty Primer, I like to take a little spatula, scoop up a very tiny amount. Again, a little bit goes a long way. And the best method for applying these eye primers is definitely just to scoop up a little bit on a spatula, put it on the back of your hand, and warm it up with your finger until you feel it get nice and kind of creamy. You feel it kind of warm up and heat up on your skin a little bit. Then you can apply, tap it onto your lid and blend it out quickly, because these do dry down and set very fast. So I would do one eye at a time. I do have a lot of redness and veins on my eyelids, so I actually love primers like this that have a lot of pigments and that cover up redness, discoloration, veins, anything like that. If you're looking for something like this, I would definitely recommend checking these out. The white base I always use for when I'm using really colorful and bright eyeshadows, and I absolutely love this. I've done a few looks recently where I've used like blues and purples, and I just really love how this makes color pop on the lid. So if you're looking for a good white base, definitely check out the white one from e.l.f. I think it's fantastic. Again, I do the exact same method, but overall these are nice. They prevent my eyeshadow from creasing. I feel like they really make eyeshadows look a little bit more pigmented and vibrant, especially again if you use the white one. And again, there's quite a few shades to choose from depending on your skin tone. And I'm really excited for these. I think they're really great. They're $5 each, and if you're looking for an alternative to the MAC paint pots, I think this is a good place to start. Alright, so moving on to the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I have the shade Fair Rose, which is the very lightest shade. This does come in a total of 25 shades in total and retails for $6. The packaging is exactly the same as the original Camo Concealer, just this chunky plastic tube, and they both have a very large doe foot applicator. So I do have the original Camo Concealer. I believe I did do a separate review video on this if you guys want to go check it out. I looked at the light peach shade from the Hydrating Concealer and it looks completely different. So I will say the shades are different between the two ranges, which I don't understand why they wouldn't keep it the same so it's not so confusing, because if you love the original and you want to try the hydrating, you may have to go a couple shades lighter or darker depending on your skin tone and what color you're looking for. But for me, I do find that light peach is a little too light for me, surprisingly, and this isn't even the lightest shade available. Now, I will say that the Fair Rose is exactly the same shade as the Flawless Concealer from e.l.f. I don't think I've talked about this one a whole lot on my channel, but this is actually a really great concealer and no one really talks about it. This is very similar formula wise to the Camo Concealer, but I will say the Camo Concealer has a nice full-on medium coverage. It's very hydrating, it's very creamy, and with the Flawless Concealer it's a very light coverage, but again, very hydrating, very moisturizing for the skin. In the swatches, I swatched all three of these side by side so you guys can get an idea, but Fair Rose from the Flawless Concealer is the exact same shade from the Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is a lot of words. So yeah, if you already have the Flawless Concealer and you love it and you found your perfect shade, definitely try to match it with the shade from the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I like this a lot better than the original. This one has a medium coverage. It's very hydrating, very creamy. It applies so nicely to the skin and blends out very, very nicely. I don't like this for spot concealing, and I did show you guys today that I was trying to cover up a couple of spots. It has good coverage at first, but because this is so hydrating and creamy, I do prefer a more long-wearing, more matte concealer for spot concealing because it's going to stay in place a lot better. When I was going in with my bronzer today after I set everything, I did notice that it was lifting off in that area, and I had to go back through with a different concealer and touch up a couple of those little blemishes that I wanted to cover up. This formula, you do have to work quickly with it because it does dry down and set to a matte finish, and I feel like I can kind of get away with not setting this with powder because, again, if I apply this underneath my eyes, it's just dry. It doesn't look very good. I prefer this for like other areas of my face, but not underneath my eyes. It's just too matte for me. So I definitely really like the Hydrating Camo Concealer better. This is definitely the kind of concealer, because it is so hydrating and creamy, you do want to set this with just a little bit of powder because it does settle into fine lines if you're not careful. I think e.l.f. really does produce nice concealers, and I like that they have a variety of different options. You know, if you're more oily, if you like more full coverage matte concealers, they have an option for you. If you want light coverage, I would go with the Flawless Concealer. It's hydrating as well. And then if you're looking for more coverage, hydrating, long wearing, I would go with the Hydrating Camo Concealer. So yes, I do like this concealer. I give it a thumbs up. It is a very nice one from the drugstore. Alright, I'm going to speak briefly on the other products since those were the ones you guys mostly requested a review on. So the Primer Infused blushes, they came out with two new shades. We have Always Punchy and Always Earthy. So I did apply Always Punchy to my face today. This is such a beautiful, bright pink. This is perfect for spring and summer. When I think about springtime, this color just makes me so happy. It really just gives your skin that flush of color, but it's not like too much. These are my favorite blushes, you guys. They're so creamy and soft. It is a powder blush, so you do get a little bit of kick up in the pan. But oh my goodness, these apply so nicely to the skin. They have a primer built into this formulation, so it makes them more long wearing. I've been reaching for both of these so much, and I love Always Punchy, and I really love Always Earthy. I was a little bit nervous, if you guys saw my e.l.f. haul, I was a little nervous about this color because it is a little bit more on the brown side, but honestly, in the pan, it looks a little bit scary, but on the skin, this is a beautiful, warm, earthy color, hence the name Always Earthy. So it has a little bit of brown, a little bit of orange in it. I'm not a big fan of like orange brown type blushes, but this just looks so beautiful on the skin, especially if you're doing a warm smoky eye and a warm lip color. It just brings everything together. But this is just beautiful. Again, these are so creamy and soft and long wearing. I cannot say enough good things about these blushes, and if you haven't tried these yet, you are totally missing out. They're so good, and you get so much product as well. All right, so let's move on to more eye products. So I do have the bite-sized eyeshadows from e.l.f. Cosmetics. Now I just recently posted a video swatching them, giving you guys my thoughts, the pros, the cons, and I also did 2 different looks with these palettes. So if you guys want to check that video out, I'll make sure to link that below and in the card. So I'm not going to talk too much about these, but overall for $3, I think you're getting some really beautiful colors. The mattes are really pigmented and nice. They are a little bit more on the powdery side, so you just have to be careful. The 4 that I would right off the bat recommend: Hot Jalapeno, Berry Bad, Acai, and also the Pumpkin Pie Quad. These 4 here I would 100% recommend. I do really like these. Again, check out my review for a more in-depth look, swatches, all that good stuff on these bite-sized eyeshadows. Alright, so moving on to the new liquid glitter eyeshadows. Now I only purchased 3 shades just to give these a try, you know, test the waters a little bit. There is a total of 8 shades to choose from, and these retail for $5 each. So the 3 shades I picked are Disco Queen, Ocean Eyes, and Dirty Martini. So these glitter eyeshadows come in a little square plastic acrylic container, and they each have this flat kind of doe foot applicator, 0.1 fluid ounces, which is only 3.0 mils of product. So on the e.l.f. Cosmetics website, it does say that this is a gel-based formula that's long-lasting, quick drying, and 100% eye-catching. It also claims to have a one-swipe glitter coverage, formulated for comfortable wear and minimal fallout. So I will swatch these out for you, and I'm sure you can tell the swatches on my hands that these are not very pigmented. Now these do claim to be a gel-based formula, and I definitely agree. These have a sort of cooling, wet feeling when you apply them to your skin and to your eyelid, but these are sheer, they're patchy, and I will say I am disappointed in these glitter eyeshadows. Now when these claim to be, you know, one swipe of glitter, to be super opaque and pigmented, and they just don't deliver. I will say that Dirty Martini is the most pigmented out of these 3 shades that I have tried. So I find the best way to apply these is with a brush, because if you go in with the applicator that comes with this glitter shadow, if you go in directly, it's gonna look patchy. It's going to look not that great. And because these do dry down so fast, I would say applying it with the applicator is a no for me. 100% a no. I did a very basic brown smoky eye today, and then I took the shade Disco Queen onto a small synthetic brush, and I just gently pat this onto the lid, and I also use it to highlight the inner corner, and it looks really pretty. It definitely amped up my look today, and it looks, you know, really pretty and glittery. So I would say out of the 3 shades, this one is to me a true glitter eyeshadow. I wish that Disco Queen was more pigmented and was packed with more glitter, because I feel like you do have to really build it up, and I did about 2 or 3 layers onto my eyelid to get that glitter to really stand out. I used the blue shade, and this one had so much flaking and fallout. If you go in and blend over top of these, they start flaking and going all over the place. So that's a huge no-no. I don't know, there's just so many things I don't like about these. The fact that I can't apply it with the applicator and they dry down so quickly, you have to work really quickly with them. There's just so many cons here. I don't even know how many there are, but there's a lot. I did a soft green eye look using some of my olive green shadows from Gimme Glow, and then I took Dirty Martini and applied it all over the lid very thick and kind of heavily, and it just looked like nothing. These don't have enough glitter, in my opinion, to be called a glitter shadow, especially the blue one and the green one. They just look really plain on the lid. The only one that has a true like glitter impact and really alters your eye look is Disco Queen, because there's all this beautiful kind of like confetti glitter, and I've been reaching for this a lot. This is definitely my favorite. These were just a letdown, not my favorite from e.l.f. unfortunately. I just would rather apply, like, again, a shimmer shadow to my lid or just use something else that has more impact. So let's move on to the lip products. So the first new product I have here is the e.l.f. Calm Lip Balm. This is part of their new hemp-derived cannabis sativa line. They have a moisturizer and a whole bunch of products to go along with it. So I was really curious to try this out. This retails for, I believe, $5. So this just comes in a simple packaging. It does say e.l.f. here on the side. It just have a little cannabis leaf. And this is just a clear, hydrating, nourishing lip balm. So this is very nice. It is very nourishing, and I've been using this pretty much nonstop for the past couple of weeks, testing it out. I do like this, but I will say that it's very slippery and very oily, so much to where it comes off very easily. I'm not like blown away. I'm not in love with it to where I'm going to repurchase this. If I was in a pinch and I had nothing else to buy, I would pick this up because it is very hydrating and feels very nice. One thing I don't like about this packaging is that when you twist it up all the way, I can see a lot of product here at the bottom, and I've almost gone through this whole tube, so I feel like I'm going through it really quickly because it is such a thin formula and I have to keep reapplying and reapplying. So it's not my favorite lip balm. I'll probably have to scoop out the bottom here when I get down to it. So overall, it's a good lip balm. I mean, I know it's not anything, you know, super exciting from e.l.f. Yeah, I like it. I'm not in love, but it's a decent lip balm. All right, let's move on to the one and only. I bought one of the brand new Srsly Satin lipsticks from e.l.f. in the shade Creme. And this retails for $3, and there's a total of 10 shades to choose from. Now, I'm a huge fan of e.l.f. lip products. I love their matte lip colors. I have a whole bunch of them here. I love their moisturizing and their matte lipsticks from their like studio line are really good. And I love the Beautifully Bare Satin lipstick. So I was a little confused when they launched these, and I was wondering if it was the same formula. It's not the same. So if you've tried the Beautifully Bare Satin lipsticks, I have all 4 shades. These are amazing. These are so creamy. They have that really delicious vanilla scent, which I love. And these do have a more sheer finish. It's a light coverage lipstick. So I was really excited to see them come out with something like this, thinking, okay, maybe it's gonna be something more pigmented, more coverage, you know, more of that color payoff that I was looking for. So it does claim to be a one swipe pigmentation type of lipstick, and unfortunately that's a big no for me. First of all, the packaging, I'm not a big fan of this packaging. It's sort of plastic see-through, and it makes it look kind of cheap. I'm not gonna lie, it makes it look kind of cheap. And compared to the Beautifully Bare Satin lipsticks, I like this packaging. This is really nice. It's silver. It has a nice weight to it. This is very light. It's very flimsy. And I have a feeling this is that type of packaging that's going to easily crack and break on you if you throw it into your bag on a regular basis. I just have that feeling. And the formula of this is not very opaque. It's very light coverage, I would say, on the lips. You have to really build this up. Now, obviously, this is just one shade out of 10, but I can already tell you I don't like the formula of this. It smells like a crayon. It smells like I took a child's crayon and just rub this all over my lips. It feels dry, it doesn't feel moisturizing, and the color was not a one swipe pigmentation. So this was a huge miss for me. I don't like the smell. I don't like how it feels. I really don't like the packaging either. This was just a miss for me, and I'm so glad because I was really tempted to buy all the shades and do like a lip swatch video and review, and I'm glad that I only purchased one to give it a try because I don't like it. I would highly recommend you guys check out the Beautifully Bare lipsticks because these are like a complete 180, so different from the Srsly satin lipsticks. So that's interesting that they have the satin lipsticks from the Beautifully Bare line and then these ones. All right, you guys, last but not least, I'm losing my voice. This is so much talking that I've had to do today. But last but not least, I wanted to give a quick shout out to the new shades. I love the e.l.f. Plumping Lip Glosses. I have all of the shades except for one of them because I lost one of them. But I have all the shades and I love this formula. These are two new shades they added to the line. So we have Pink Sugar and Praline. So Pink Sugar is definitely a very clear base with tons of gold and pink shimmer. This one is so pretty. I've reached for this so much. I always keep this in my handbag, and I'm actually wearing this today over top of that seriously disappointing lipstick from e.l.f. I'm wearing this over top. Praline is a cream finish. There's no glitter in this one, and most of the plumping lip glosses that I love from e.l.f. don't have the glitter. Some of them do, some of them don't. The Praline one is a cream finish. This is super pigmented compared to Pink Sugar. Deep brown nude. You guys know that Praline is a popular shade from e.l.f. They have it in the matte lip color version, and there's also a liquid to matte lipstick version as well. So I was really excited to see Praline in a lip gloss formula. These are a little bit sticky. I will put that disclaimer out there, but it's like this tackiness that I can deal with because it keeps the lip gloss on longer. So these are long wearing, they're hydrating. They do have that little bit of that tingly feel on your lips, but it goes away and it just makes your lips look plump. Of course, I give these a thumbs up. I think they're amazing. Again, if you don't like that kind of slightly sticky feel, you may not like these, but I'm really picky when it comes to gloss, and for some reason, I love these. I think they're amazing. So that is everything, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this e.l.f. haul update with little mini reviews. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment, like, share, subscribe to my channel if you are new. If you want to see more cruelty-free beauty here on my channel, make sure to do so. Turn on that bell so you'll be notified of new videos on Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I usually upload. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you all in the next video. Remember, smarter beauty is better beauty. Bye, guys.